Here on Boom Bust, we've discussed all the many sectors that have been hit hard by the coronavirus, from tech to manufacturing of goods and autos. Well, what about the food supply chain? While some say it will not be disrupted, Spanish farmers and fishermen are feeling some sort of impact from the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, for more, we bring in RT correspondent Nicolas Sanchez O'Donovan. Nick, good to see you. Now, I want to start by looking at the overall data in Spain. We mentioned a little bit it's just behind Italy as a pretty bad situation in Europe. Tell us more.
That's right, Sarah. You mentioned the stats earlier, and they are devastating. Nearly 15,000 total deaths and almost 150,000 infected. Just in the last 24 hours, 757 people died from coronavirus in Spain. And as the pandemic spreads, the economic consequences are deepening. Some studies show the country losing up to 9% of its GDP due to coronavirus, and unemployment is rapidly growing. Since Spain went into lockdown on March 14th, a record 900,000 people have filed for unemployment benefits. With those numbers in mind and the healthcare system literally being stretched to the limit, the only piece of good news would be that products are making it to supermarkets and people are being able to find the goods they need.
Well, Spain doesn't seem to be having a problem with the supply chain then, especially if their shelves are fully stocked, including things like toilet paper, which is like gold here in the United States, right?
You're right, exactly. I received some video footage today from a family member in Spain. The images show completely stocked shelves, included yes, toilet paper, and all sorts of perishables as well, such as fruits, vegetables, and chicken, meat, and fish. But that could actually change in the near future as farmers struggle to find the workers to harvest the fields. Listen, Spain is especially vulnerable to this crisis for many reasons, one of them being that its economy heavily relies on temporary workers, mainly in fields and farms. Now, closed borders mean that a very important chunk of those workers that come from countries such as Morocco, Romania or Poland won't be able to work the Spanish fields. So farmers, and especially farmers in southern Spain, are warning that if they aren't able to find the workforce they need, some goods could end up going to waste and never make it to the shelves. And this will affect not only Spanish consumers, but EU countries that heavily rely on Spanish fruits and vegetables.
Well, there seems to be then the problem here of this oversupply of food in Spain that won't reach your other European countries, especially as such a large exporter. But what is the government actually doing, or are they doing anything to help with this?
That's a good question, Sarah. Well, specifically to help farmers, the government is implementing a plan to allow the hiring of people, even if these people are already receiving unemployment benefits. Migrants without the proper work permits will also be able to work the fields in Spain. In addition, the Spanish government has announced a €200 billion aid package to reduce the impact of the virus on its economy. But that won't be enough, and that's why the country is asking the EU to issue the so-called corona bonds. We've all heard about these corona bonds. What do they do? Well, actually what they do is they share the financial burden caused by COVID-19 across all member states. But of course, as always in Europe, this is a tale of North versus South, and countries such as Germany or the Netherlands argue against that type of move. Meanwhile, Spanish President Pedro Sanchez has asked his European counterparts for solidarity and said that Europe must establish a wartime economy to strengthen resistance and promote the reconstruction and recovery of Europe, Sarah.
That's right. That's a struggle between EU finance ministers. Those corona bonds, they can't reach a deal yet. RT correspondent Nicolas Sanchez O'Donovan, thank you so much.
You got it.